Hi, friends. Thanks for joining us. Do us a favor. Smash that subscribe button. It helps the channel out, helps get the word out. Benny, where can they find us on social media?
Yeah, you can find us at Ray Benny Sports. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Check us out also on Reddit and Discord. And don't forget, leave us a rating on your favorite podcast provider.
And when you're on our socials, check out the posts that we have for merch. I believe the email address is still the same. I will bump that up to the top of the feed. Also, thank you to our sponsor, Fahrenheit Airbrushing. Stand out on the ice, pavement, field, or in the stands with a custom airbrush helmet, goalie mask, or any type of project. Imagine wearing a custom airbrush helmet in the stands.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty savage. A local Manitoba business with affordable solutions. Check out Fahrenheit Airbrushing on Facebook or call them at 204-891-7431. Tell them Ray and Benny sent you. Oh,
You just stole my line, eh?
that was crazy. I
That's
just
it.
wanted to autopilot.
Like you
there.
suck at it. I'm gonna do it this time.
No, never. What happened there? I just halfway through and I was like, what am I doing?
Sounded good.
Let's get right into it before I mess up anything else. One word to describe the West Final.
For me, it was a grind. Like, holy, that game. Like, BC didn't score until the 4 minutes left in the first half, 7-4 at half. And then just a grind right to the end. 14-7 after the third quarter. And most of the stuff, after the third quarter, most of the stuff happened in the fourth quarter, right? And there was an opportunity for BC to put this game away. And with Rourke at the helm, and I'm surprised that they just couldn't pull it off.
Well, since you said grind, I'm just going to jump ahead and give my word for the East Final, which is grind. It was a grind, low scoring, no 20-plus running plays, no 30-plus 30 completions. I was honestly debating like either boring or un-CFL-like. There were like only 3 and outs all game, though. Mitchell went over 250. Lawler went over 100, but nobody seemed to really get any type of rhythm going on offense. Hamilton sometimes screwed themselves because of penalties. But anyways, that was my grind. So I'll let you go in the East in a second. But West, I'll go old school. A little hyphenated, but mostly because of what Corey Mace did at the end. He went old school during the last 2 BC drives, or I guess maybe go back to the field goal at the 5-yard line where he decided to go for not go for the touchdown and go for the field goal and trust the defense to get the ball back twice. So yeah, it just felt like usually in the CFL when it's under 3 minutes, people throw that field position game out in fear of maybe not getting the ball back again. Especially with the BC started that quarter with 2 touchdowns. Like, honestly, I think the Lions could have closed it out when they had like 2nd and 3 by giving Butler the ball, but they drew up a crazy play. Buck Pierce, I don't know what was going on there. But yeah, old school in the West Final for me.
Yeah, a lot of opportunity there for BC to close that out. And there would have been a lot of second guessing on Corey Mace kicking that field goal had had Saskatchewan lost. But now, hey, he looks like a genius for it in a way. But yeah, BC really dropped the ball now. And like say, both games, like there was a lot of yards in both of these games going on, right? And you look at it, and I was trying to find a word. I'll go to the East Final for mine, and I ended up going with nail biter. But at first I was looking, defensive, but I'm like, there's a lot of yards. He had not a lot of points, but a lot of yards. And like you said, not a lot of punts, so both games were close. Both games to me too. Another word I could use there is for the East is grind as well. I'm like, okay, I can't use the same word for both. Yeah. But yeah, they're very close, but very low scoring game. Not as entertaining as the semis were, in terms of the amount of points and in terms of, but at least they were close. And they both came down to the wire at the end.
6-3 at the half in the East Final.
7-4 and 6-3.
Crazy. Do you agree with Amar Doman that the Riders' winning touchdown may not have been a catch? I'm going to say yes. I didn't think it was a clean catch when it happened. The ball was moving with contact with the ground. There was a portion of the ball that definitely contacted the ground that didn't look like it was possible physically for his arm or hand to be totally under that ball. But yeah, so I agree with Amar Doman there.
Was there a good replay of it, like video of it that I couldn't find. I saw the pictures that Doman posted on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
And to me, yes, it does look like the ball's hitting the ground, but it's not conclusive enough to know where his hands are because it looked kind of blurry. But if there was a video that I didn't catch, maybe I'm wrong, but it probably wasn't a catch just from those pictures. But there's not enough of those pictures for me to overturn the call on the field of a catch.
I
Right.
don't know if,
So
like,
it's kind of hard to argue that. But because still
mm,
pictures to video are different. If there's a video that I'm missing that I didn't find, hey, I'll gladly take a look at it and change my mind. But from the pictures, I couldn't change my mind. Maybe if the refs had a better view, but like even Buck Pierce, I think, said this. You can't let it come down. That's not the one play that's going to change the game. There's so many other plays that happen throughout that game, right?
yeah.
And you just can't let it come down to that and have that question mark, right? BC had this opportunity we talked about. They could have finished this game. You know, they could have stopped them there at the goal line. They didn't. So, you know, at the end of the day, it sucks if that's the case, but I don't know. Unless there's a better video, I didn't see it.
So you do think it's a catch?
I think you can't overturn it.
I
From the
get that,
picture,
but do you
yeah,
think it's a catch?
I don't have a good video that shows me it's not. You know, besides the pictures, so I gotta kind of lean toward it being a catch if the refs call it. I
I
mean,
gotcha.
obviously the refs are wrong
I get the
usually.
whole argument of not being able to turn it over,
Yeah, yeah.
but from what I saw, I think it's a catch. One word to just. Oh, we did that right. We
Well,
kind
yeah,
of
because we
jumbled
skipped
all over
over
the place. Look at that.
that.
Jumbling from the start, right? Jumbling from the start. What are your initial thoughts on Ryan Dinwiddie moving to the Ottawa Redblacks organization?
Yeah, I'm shocked. Yeah, I was not expecting that at all when I'm scrolling through Twitter and I see that all of a sudden. Um, yeah, I don't know what happened between him and Toronto at the end. I mean, the guy did win two Grey Cups for you in the last few years, so it's hard to see that they're moving on. But maybe Dinwiddie also didn't like the situation that was happening there next year. You know, with the way they're going to be playing some of their games outside the province and all that kind of stuff. So they
Mm.
look for an opportunity. I guess plus Ottawa too is giving him the GM job.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure. That is the
So
big one.
that's the big thing that opens it up too. And of course, Sean Burke still gets to keep a job somewhere in there, failing forward, even though his acquisition of players over the last few years hasn't been the greatest.
Yeah. I think the talent that he's acquired has been great. I just don't think he's brought the right composition of players. He hasn't brought enough winners into the locker room that can really change that culture. I think the Red Blacks needed to do this obviously for on-field reasons, but coming in at 8th in attendance, they had to do this for off-field reasons as well. They had to swing for the fences. Do I know if it's Sean Burke who made this call, or if it's the board or the uppers in that organization that'd be like, dude, you just need to go after Ryan Dinwiddie, and we need to change the trajectory of this franchise. I don't know whose final decision it was, but it's good that they did it. And like you said, that was crazy. It came out of nowhere. Nowhere. Huge swing for, I think it's great for the league. It forces movement in other markets as well. So I think it's an exciting way to start the offseason without even hitting the offseason yet.
Yeah, like you say, like there was no inkling, no rumors of this even happening. I
No.
do like the move for Ottawa on top of it though, because like you say, they need to get things going. And right now you got a guy that's won two of the last three Grey Cups, right? He's
Yeah.
going to be two out of the last four, I guess, after this year. But you know, like, and he's a winner. He's proven that he can build a team and put a team together and get them playing, even with the backup, right? In the Grey Cup, and Nick Arbuckle helping him help the team win.
He hasn't, well, who knows what the situation's like in Toronto, but he hasn't held that GM hat before.
Yes, that's the biggest thing, and that's for me is where a lot of failure comes in the CFL. It's too many ads. Is he going to be calling plays, or is he going to be finding an OC as well?
We've seen it constantly not work.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
So now with Ryan Dinwiddie moving on to Ottawa, there's already been conversations of Toronto having talks with Mike O'Shea and the Bombers granting them permission, and Toronto aggressively pursuing Mike O'Shea. How do you see the Mike O'Shea situation playing out? I see, if I have to pick a scenario, and I'm not picking it for interest or talk wise, I do see him leaving. And again, I'm not saying this with any knowledge or any ill will. I don't think he has any ill will towards Winnipeg. I would love it if he stayed to win another chip, but I also see the draw of being home or close to home. I could see the draw of O'Shea wanting to have a hand in growing the Argo brand and regrowing the Argo fan base as a former Argo, having won 4 championships there, 3 as a player, 1 as a coach. He got his coaching start with the Argos as a special teams coach. So I kind of do see him wanting to leave. If that does happen, I've mentioned before that I am comfortable seeing Jordan Younger step up as a head coach as an inside hire. But I do want to see O'Shea come back.
It's funny. I want to argue with you and say the other way around, but yeah, my gut feeling is that he's gone too, and pretty much for the same reasons that you listed, right? I want him back. I'm not done yet with O'Shea, but he could get dual roles. He's going back to a team that he played for and starred for, and all of a sudden he gets a chance, like you say, to bring them back to glory and maybe build that fan base that the guys have tried and teams have tried and have been unsuccessful in the past in Toronto. So that'd be something to hang his hat on, after cleaning up the Bomber and bringing them to be a dynasty. Well, sorry, a debatable dynasty. And then now building up Toronto would be, another feather in his cap for his career.
I'd say that it's an era of greatness.
Yeah. So
Dynasty's tough.
If O'Shea leaves, does that change Collaros' view in coming back to the Bombers if they're going with Jordan Younger? Because usually when you have a younger quarterback or a younger coach that's never been a head coach, you might have some hiccups, right?
Yeah.
Corey Mace kind of worked out decent for him in his first year, and second year, look where he's at. But yeah, maybe Zach Collaros looks in a different direction.
Yeah, it depends, I guess, what pieces would be around him, or would they be? But like, how early can you make those decisions before training camp? I guess early enough. Speaking of roster decisions, a big one. You mentioned the number one priority of the Bombers should be Brady Oliveira. If he does hit the free agent market, which he definitely deserves the ability to do so. He's one of the top players in the league at his position, and he's Canadian. Would you be comfortable moving forward with Matthew Peterson as a Bombers lead running back?
From what obviously I want Brady back first, but if he leaves, I would be comfortable with Peterson. From what I saw, really only I guess the one big game or one full game that he played, and he dominated in that game. Didn't get a lot of opportunities, once Brady got back into that lineup. But I would definitely give him the chance to be it. I wouldn't be, the only guy to bring in and say, hey, he's our guy. There definitely want some competition there, but I like what I saw from him in the little bit that he played this season.
Yeah, he didn't get much usage once Brady Oliveira came back. Brady Oliveira didn't get much usage when Brady Oliveira came
That's
back.
True. That's true.
I would be comfortable with Matthew Peterson as a lead back, maybe in tandem with another back and maybe another American. Because like I just mentioned, Oliveira does deserve his opportunity to hit that market and see what is best available for him. And who knows, it might force management's hand to really split that money up and beef up that O line and set it up nicely for a back like Matthew Peterson, make his first year as a starter. Not that it's going to happen, a little bit easier. We're having the hard talks right now, Bomberland, before going into Grey Cup.
I
we'll get
do
to talk
think
about Grey Cup later on this week.
I feel like Brady will go check out free agency, but ultimately I think it'll come down to whatever his price is, bring it back to the Bombers, and the Bombers will either take it or not. I think that's probably the path where it ends up going. I don't see the Bombers offering a big enough deal before free agency like they did 2 years ago to make sure that he doesn't go check out the prices out there.
And after last season, I can't see the Bombers matching top dollar.
No. And it's not that Brady to me was bad.
No.
But if you're not going to use the guy, why pay him that kind of money? Right. And maybe that'll reset a little bit because these guys got paid. And it's like, okay, we paid a lot to a running back when there's guys
I
out
think
there
that's
that
number one
are
there.
able to do it. So,
they might realize how much they've allotted to running back and quarterback in their backfield. Yeah. With this recent announcement that CFL players will be available for the Olympics, Who is your starting five on offense if when the CFL players play touch football, flag football, sorry, in the Olympics? Let's start with quarterback. This is a hard one.
I'm going with Nathan Rourke on this one, right?
You have to.
What's this? 3 years from now, or 2 years, I guess, 2 seasons, whatever it is. Yeah, I think he's going to be even better, and that's flag football. I think to him would be a great opportunity. Not only can he pass, he can run, and he and
Yes.
he can get away. So yeah, Nathan Rourke.
Without a doubt, Nathan Rourke. Like he proved in this year when there's a field full of players that he can use his legs and be mobile. And of course, he has a great arm. So Nathan Rourke is definitely a starting quarterback. Center, I got Nick Dembski. I think it'd be nice to have a veteran there doing the late routes and being a safety blanket for Nathan Rourke.
I did have him on my list as well, but I was just thinking age-wise where he would be at that point, right? Well, 3 more years from now, right? Really? 26, 27, 28 kind of thing. Yeah, so if you're yeah, I would take him. I'm gonna go with one of the Philpott brothers. Let's go Jalen Philpott at center.
Okay, since you mentioned Jalen Philbot, I'm going with Tyson Philbot as a receiver. Like on a shortened season, he would have had, with all 18 games, over 1,200 yards this season. So I'm going to go with Tyson Philbot.
Okay, well, I'll just say it too because I had Tyson as well.
What
So
other receivers you got?
no more to add.
We got two more
Just
receiver spots.
two more?
Yeah, there's three receivers.
Isn't it the center count as one of the five?
One quarterback, one center, and three receivers. That's five players.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Um, oh yeah, I guess my young's not. I'm so great. My other receiver is Justin McInnis.
Justin McInnis for sure. He's
Yeah.
receiver number one. And I'll take Keandre Smith from Hamilton, a good big bodied receiver, play the slot a little more. Like, because I guess you're playing on an American field. So you probably have Justin McInnis totally on the outside more than the inside. And I'd like to have a bigger receiver with Tyson Philpott as well on the other side.
You know what? I was thinking running back as my fifth guy for some reason. That's what I was thinking the positions are. So maybe I'll switch it. I'll put Jalen Phillips out for Jalen Philpott out for receiver, and put Brady Oliveira as my center slash kind of running back kind of guy. I guess he can't play center and running back.
As
Never
an
mind.
option.
Yeah,
As an
maybe I'll
option.
leave Jalen at center, and Brady will be that option guy.
It's a good spare.
Yeah,
Imagine Brady Oliveira coming off the bench. Damn,
but
that's a good spare.
so you look at this though, right? Because I mean, it's Canadian players, so obviously it could be American or Canadian players who are playing, or guys who play in the NFL right now, right?
Yeah.
So if you looked at your list that you said, who do you think besides Rourke would actually be able to make this team?
Trey Ford, I think, would be a great Swiss Army knife. Trey Ford, yes. Trey Ford
Yeah.
would be a great Swiss Army knife. We'll talk about the defense next week.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Rourke, I mean, I can't think of another Canadian guy that's in the NFL right now, like even a backup or obviously third stringer, practice squad.
Chad
So,
Brown, running back from Cincinnati.
yeah, those types of guys, right? Because Josh Palmer too from Buffalo is the wide receiver there, right? Too. So
There you go.
there's options there. It's just quarterback. I think Rourke's basically your only option unless his brother turns it up in the next few years.
In San Fran.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Canadian defense next week. CFL fans, put your thoughts on your starting five offense for the Olympics when CFL players play there. I think they have a good chance too, especially if like Paul LaPolice coaches them. I've been saying that name a lot lately, but he just won like gold medals and placings at a lot of these world flag football championships.
Yeah. So what about the guys that currently play flag football, right? That don't play in the CFL, NFL too, right? They're obviously doing very well too. So they might be in
Yep.
the mix as well.
I hope for the CFL's sake they take CFL players. That's a huge marketing opportunity. Huge. Especially if they win a gold medal.
It's in July though, right?
Yeah.
And that pretty much messes up kind of the CFL season. If you got Nathan Rourke and he's the only one that ends up there, that's going to be tough for that for BC. I guess I should say he'll probably be there. I guess you never know, but
You take the time off, just like they do for NHL. You take the time off.
yeah,
Absolutely worth it to get the brand out there on a global scale. Shoot, and especially if they win, bro.
yeah. I can't see the flag football portion of it being a week long or over a week long, anyways, right? So you're
No,
only missing a week, really.
yeah, probably. And you got to practice and all that, but it's worth
Yeah.
it. It's worth it. I think it is.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
CFL fans, what are your thoughts on players going to the Olympics? Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and like. A little bit of Winnipeg Jets talk. Jets currently on a 3-game losing streak on the West Coast. Should we be concerned?
Yeah, my concern meter has gone up a little bit. I mean, yeah, that's 3 losses in a row. You're 9-6 right now. A good start has kind of turned to an average kind of play lately. Plus, you only scored 2 goals, in those 3 games on the West Coast. Power
West
play was
Coast.
over. The goalies to me played decent for the most part. I mean, you only allowed 2 goals, or 2 goals against Los Angeles and San Jose each. One was an empty netter in LA, right? And 4
Yep.
in Anaheim. So not a bad effort on their end of things, but yeah, power play wise and top heavy. Again, that
Yeah.
top line has 23 goals. The rest of the forwards have 19. Where's this secondary scoring from? Good to see Perfetti back, but it was only 1 game. It's going to take him a bit. Lowry's back. But again, it's going to take him a bit to get these guys
That's the
going.
thing. That's why I'm not too concerned. These new pieces coming in, it'll take a couple games to get used to, get their game speed and get those combinations. And who knows? Some people move up and down the line. So I'm not too concerned. The power play is very concerning, where they won for the last 17, possibly even more. Because if they don't have stellar special teams and they don't have scoring beyond the top line, like you said, it could be an ongoing issue. But not concerned yet.
Yeah, they're gonna need that. They need to figure out that second line, and hopefully it'll be Perfetti coming back is all that line needs right now, right? Because it's struggling to put points together. Nyquist so far hasn't been what Chevy was probably hoping he would be. I know he's hurt, but he hasn't been doing a lot. I don't even know if he scored a goal yet. I can't remember.
No, I don't think so.
So yeah, hopefully Perfetti gets his game legs in, and him and Taves find some kind of connection and get it going. But right now, a bit of concern that it's all on the top line, and if they don't play well, we're losing a game, and that's where we were a bit at times last year as well, right?
Yeah.
So we're there right now. So hopefully they can push through that.
Jets fans, are you concerned about the Jets again on these West Coast road trips? If anyone knows the statistics out there, I'd like to know what is not just, going to the West for one and getting out of there, but these 3-2-3 game streaks out on the West Coast. Because they're in Vancouver next.
Vancouver, Seattle, and Calgary still to come up, all on the road. So yeah, that's just
get that trip out of the way.
6-game roadie going on, starting at 0-3.
All in the West, pretty much, except for Calgary, eh? They don't play Edmonton?
No.
Might as well.
Not on this one.
Just
kind of weird.
In there. Get it out of there. Well,
that's a lot, though. Geez, 7 games on the road. Although playing Edmonton right now would probably be great after they got pumped by Colorado 9-1.
Ooh, they're not looking good at all. Apparently, was it UC Saros is the possible rumors?
He's a rumor one now, but yeah. Edmonton always seems to. Edmonton starts off slow, and then there's a threat of firing the coach, or they fire the coach, and then all of a sudden they start winning.
9-1 though. Woof.
That's bad. And then 0-7 Colorado was on the power play, so that's crazy too. That's wild.
Oiler fans, put your comments in the comment section below. What the heck's going on?
Oh yeah.
Benny, you have anything to say to our friends?
You know what? Just thanks a lot for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and follow, and go Jets go.
All of y'all people coming into Winnipeg for Grey Cup, have a good time. We'll be out and about at certain events saying hello, so come say hi. Have a good time. We have an episode coming on later in the week, specifically about Grey Cup. So until then, in the meantime and in between time, that's it. Another edition of Ray and Benny Talk Sports. Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Benny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.